Kellen, great to see you. Pre-season so far for you tonight. Did it feel like another step along the way?
Yeah, it's been really good. I think the test we've had so far against really good opposition, and I think today was a different sort of test with their man-to-man pressing. I think we dealt with it well. Like first 15-20 minutes, I think we showed good signs. It was just that final third we didn't really show that cutting edge. And I think that's been the story of pre-season so far. It's just finding that cutting edge to get the goals. So
those of us who've watched Norwich City last season are looking for what might change this season, and certainly the first 20-25 minutes, which the head coach has said he was pleased with, there looks like a real intention to move the ball more quickly this season. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of it last year we saw a lot of defenders stand on the ball, and I think this year we've been taught to move the ball quickly across the back line and then progress the ball forward with one of the full-backs or the centre-backs. So I think this year is a real clear idea of attacking football, and as I said, I think we've got to work on that final end product, and then I think we'll be good to go.
But the goal that you conceded tonight as a team was conceding possession deep inside your own half, wasn't it? So that the way playing that style of football does come with risk as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course, and there's going to be mistakes in pre-season. That's why you play these games. So I think it's good to get the mistakes out, and then hopefully come start the season we'll be ready.
And it's a bit of a test of resilience as well, isn't it? Because if you do concede a goal in a game, if you do make a mistake and the team goes a goal behind, you've got to still come back from that and still do what you've been told to do.
Yeah, definitely. I think Broha, when he made a mistake, I think he didn't let his head drop and he carried on with the game well. And I think after that we reacted well to the goal. So I think it was another good test tonight, and I think we've done well.
Give us a little potted history of what the last year in your life has been like, because you arrived last pre-season officially as part of the under-21 squad, but ended up being, I think on the team sheet at least, pretty much every first team game, didn't you?
Yeah, as you said, I come as a 21s player, and it was a really big step for me, training with the first team and stuff like that. And to be fair, David Wagner, I appreciate him a lot, as he put me in straight away and showed a lot of trust in me. And I think I've come leaps and bounds this start of this season. I've come in well and trained well, and get a lot of minutes in pre-season. So hopefully, coming into the season, I can get more than I did last year.
It's quite easy to write off pre-season as just a fitness exercise and it doesn't matter. But the way you took to it last season, you went from an under-21 player to a first-team player. It does matter, doesn't it, all this?
Yeah, of course. I think it's really important to attack the pre-season just to show a manager or a new manager that you've got the capability to play at this level, especially the teams we're playing Bundesliga 2 teams, Bundesliga 1 teams. They're like really good opposition. So yeah, I think it's really good to attack the pre-season just to show what you're made of.
And going into this pre-season, if someone had asked me to talk about you and what position you play in, I would have said full-back. But that hasn't been the case, has it? We've seen you in midfield. So what are you? Right back, left back, midfield? How do we describe you now?
I think that's still a bit of a grey area. As you saw in Northampton, I played midfield, and against Club Brugge, I played midfield as well. And then today I played left back. So as I said, I think still a bit of a grey area where the boss wants me to play, but I don't really care where I play. As long as I'm playing, that's where I'm at my happiest.
Yeah. You want to be out there on the pitch, of course you do. We've seen with somebody like Jakob Sorensen, though, haven't we? The danger of that is you never quite nail down one position in the team. So it's a blessing and a curse, isn't it, to be useful in lots of positions?
Yeah, I think it's only a positive, as I think the boss shows a lot of trust in you to try out these positions. And as Lungi he's a good cover for a lot of positions, so I think it only works in your favour.
And in terms of this season, you don't want to be on the fringes of the first team. You want to have more minutes on the pitch, don't you? Because as a young player trying to develop, it's great being around the first team, but if you're not getting minutes on the pitch, I wonder how useful that actually is.
Yeah, of course. Last year, obviously I didn't play as much as I liked, but again, I've got to think where I come in as I was a 21s player, so my mum and dad always say just take your time, you get there. So hopefully this year I can try and get more minutes and implement myself in the first starting lineup.
So we've mentioned David Wagner, we've mentioned the new manager, but it's Mum and Dad Fisher, is it? They're the real influences. They're the ones that give you the pep talks when you need it.
Yeah, they're the ones behind closed doors, so I'm having a bit of a sulk. They're the ones that pick me up and say, like, remember where you started and where you was 2 years ago in playing in non-league at Bromley. So yeah, I've come leaps and bounds, and I've just got to keep going.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Just a few for me, Callum, but have you had a few of those moments where you've walked into a stadium and it's been like, goodness me, compared to where you were a year ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah, definitely. It's a massive step from where I was 2 years ago at Bromley. These like little non-league grounds, and then you come to like the big time, but it's like 30,000 seaters. So yeah, I really enjoyed last year. It was a great experience, but I want to kick on this year and get more playing time.
Have you played as a midfielder before at any stage in your development?
Yeah, a bit before Bromley, like Sunday League. I was actually a centre mid. And then when the sort of boss said to me he's going to try me out there, and I was a bit surprised myself, but I felt like I dealt with it okay. So yeah, I've had a bit of a dabble in there before.
You spoke about your position, and I think Johannes has spoken about it a little bit before. It feels like it's sort of finding the best place for you to play in this team. Is that fair? Is that sort of the situation as you see it at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's just a bit of an experiment where I'm best. As I saw last game, I was as a third centre back in build up, and then today I was a lot higher. So I still think it's a bit of a grey area where my best position is. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
What's it been like having Jack Stacey in front of you? Because like you say, you're in the first team. He's obviously experienced at Premier League level, at this level as well. How good has that been as a learning tool and raising your standards as well?
Yeah, really good. Especially last year when I spent a lot of time on the bench. It was, I think, really important for my learning to watch him week in, week out, is to know the level where I've got to be at. And to be fair, Jackie helps me a lot in training, and we have quite a few chats about defending and going forward. So he does help a lot.
And in terms of young players more generally, they've been a theme so far of this pre-season. As Chris said, you've kind of shown the value of pre-season in terms of last season. How good has it been to see so many of those young guys in and around it so far?
Yeah, really good. I think we've got a good group of experienced players and a lot of young players so far this pre-season. I think you saw today, you've got a lot of boys coming on. I think they've done really well, like Gabe, Monty, all these players, which they'll only get better with all this like learning experience of playing pre-season. So yeah, it's been really good.
Just finally, obviously you guys are off to Austria now, and you spoke about it, the next two Bundesliga teams, the level will go up. It does feel like pre-season is ramping up now, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, especially the teams we're playing, they're great opposition, so it's only a great learning curve for us. And to play the top, you want to be the best team in the league, so I think playing these teams is only a good thing for us.